So inevitably, when you're working with glass, you end up with scrap. You end up with rods that are too short for you to continue to work with. You get pieces that break. Rods can explode on you. You know, one of the things that I do is put them into a microwave kiln and melt them down into cabochons. Like this. Or this. And you can easily glue a bail to the back of these and turn them into a necklace, or they could be set into sterling silver and made into fairly nice pendants. Sometimes they require a little extra shaping. I have the tools for working on stained glass, so I will grind them into a better shape, and then if you run them through the microwave kiln again, they will clean up their edges for you. It's just kind of a fun option, way to play around and experiment with things and reuse what would otherwise be waste. I mean, there are other things that you can do with your scrap glass, obviously. You can keep it all separated and grind it up into frit, stuff like that. But yeah, these tend to make for very quick, easy necklaces. I don't often sell them or anything. I tend to give them away as gifts, but occasionally you do end up with something that's extremely cool. It could be worth selling. And it's fairly simple to do. You just grab the colors you're interested in. Sometimes I'll literally just use a spoon and scoop out a bunch of little pieces and melt them together and see what you got. I will run these through the microwave and we'll come back and we'll see what we're looking at. Alright, let's see what we got. Well, it looks like this one is cracked. That often happens. Sometimes you mix glasses and they just don't work well together. That one's slightly interesting. That one is probably worth doing a little cleanup and reshaping on and running again. That could make for a pretty interesting cabochon. Yeah, that one came out kind of interesting. This is actually the second time that I've run these through. I added this piece of glass. This is some stuff that picked up from a craft store. Don't buy glass at craft stores. It's always junk. But I figured I'd throw that in just to try it and see what it does. And I stuck the Marini on these two pieces. As you can see, this one drifted off the side somehow. Maybe shutting the door to the microwave shifted it or whatever. And that one so far looks like it has worked out fairly well, but again, this stuff's still a bit hot, so that could cool more, and then if there's a difference in coefficient of expansion, that could crack. We'll just have to see what happens. But yeah, I'd say that's pretty ugly. I'll get rid of that. Maybe I'll try melting that one more time, see if it stays together. That could be kind of an interesting piece. That one, I don't know, maybe. That one's worth continuing to work on. That could be a very cool cabochon. And I'd say that's probably junk, and that's probably junk. But that's just one way to get rid of scrap glass and not just be throwing things out. You never really know what you're going to get. You know, there's some technique and stuff to this. You know, how thick your glass is piled makes a difference. Stuff like that. But something to play with. And you never really know what you're going to get.